What happens when love and loyalty does not live in the same house? This week on the Red Room Dialogue, we are going to be unpacking a viral statement from legendary Nigerian musician Baba, who boldly stated that a man is not scientifically wired to stay with one woman. Wow. Alright, we'll be going on a short break. When we get back, I'll be introducing my guest. Don't you go anywhere. We'll be right back. Now, introducing our guest. First off, we have no stranger to the Red Room Dialogue, Gift Usuani, on-air personality. Hi, Gift. How are you doing?
I'm very well. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm great. This topic is really,
and I'm excited to talk about it because a lot of awareness needs to be put out there.
Okay. I love the energy. Let's have it. And next up, we have actor Femi Davison. How are you doing, Femi?
I'm okay. How are you doing today?
I'm great. Thanks for coming.
Always welcome.
And next up we have actor and stuntsman Piers Mgboke. I really do hope I pronounced that name correct. Mgboke. I think I was in the neighborhood, sir.
Right? Where?
I was in the neighborhood of pronouncing it correct.
Oh yeah, you were right. You're right all the same.
Yeah.
Right. Nice. Thanks for having me.
Welcome to the show, you guys. Yeah. And I'm sure we've all seen the viral video of Two-Face. I
just saw it now.
I don't know if anybody has seen Young African Affairs.
Yeah. Sure. I think that was the first season, so I watched it too.
And that one was even more shocking because his wife at the time was right beside him, and he was like, "Yes, men are not da 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 da." And I was just like, since then, I've been.
Even in the video, he said it. This is not. I've said this severally in so many places, and I have been judged for it, but I don't care. That was what he said before he made the statement again. So it's not new to him. That's just how he feels. Yes, and that's what he is.
Interesting. What do you think, Femi? Do you think that as a guy, I don't mean to put you on the spot, do you feel like it is what it is, or do you think Two-Face was just capping?
So if I actually want to be very honest, I think sometimes, like the way people say, it's always easier for a man to you claim you love someone, it's easier to cheat compared to women. They say women you need emotions to be able to have something with a man, but for some men it's very easy. I think at the end of the day we can all be thieves, we can all do crazy stupid things, but it just depends on your personality and how you're able to hold yourself. So anybody can do anything, but it's just about you teaching yourself that okay, this is right and this is wrong.
Discipline and all that.
Discipline, that's just it. So.
What do you think, Gift? Do you think is of what Femi said?
Yeah, I think he's right, but it's unfortunate that many men do not think that way. Many men, they have owned it. They have said it, that this is my nature and this is the nature of every man. They have generalized it. They have said it that this is how every man is supposed to be, making it look like those that don't do it are not okay, and that's very wrong.
Yes. And you know that in the video, Two-Face said scientifically. Yeah. I want to see the research that they did, their methodology and all the research that they made that made them come to the conclusion that a man boy, I digress. Now coming to you, Piers, what do you think of the entire situation?
Well, Two-Face was just two-facing, in quotes. I think it's more or less like a personal thing for him, and it's a personal thing, and in this day and time, this era, a lot of civilization has come up, and there's a lot of this awareness that one has to be very, very careful. It's not easy for just any man to go about sleeping with different women. It's not even, right now in this present era, it's not even normal, because owing to the fact that a lot of diseases here and there, a lot of diabolical things that people do out there, so it's not even safe for a man to just go about sleeping with different women. It's not even safe. Yeah. Then in the olden days, when we had early men that were a little barbaric, they had that high testosterone to just sleep with anybody without even probably infection. And right now, there's civilization. It doesn't really make sense. So we have more men that are more moral. they're well behaved, they think before they act. They don't just act before they think. I use myself as an example. I'm more scared than ever. So I can't just leave my home to start sleeping with different women. It doesn't make sense right now. So anyone that says he has the freedom to sleep with different people, that's his own cup of tea. It's not mine. That's what I have to say.
Very well said, Piers. Very, very well said. You know, Two-Face has always like been the face of this propaganda. This person has, I think, 7 kids.
I can't
think-
even count.
I
I have
think-
lots of children.
I think he's having fun, right, doing that.
I think. And in modern times, as you said, we've evolved. Evolution. King Solomon had like 700 wives
Yeah.
and all that.
And he regretted, though.
Do you think he regretted?
He did.
Okay.
Said so.
I don't know. It's myself. We just like
It's vanity, man.
So you think that polygamy is vanity?
I think polygamy, it favors some people and it doesn't favor some people. Now, if you find out any successful polygamous family, you'll be wondering, how did they do it? You'll be wondering, guess what? If you're able to achieve it, I won't lie to you, it's very sweet. I've not been there, but if they are able to achieve it, one, because it's more of like a communal family where we have a head, we have women that have their own children, whether they have children or don't have children, but the focus is the man. The man is more comfortable. Then the women have to compete for the man's heart. But right now, since the advent of or introduction of monogamy, that's normal, one man, one wife, some women get crazy. Sometimes, you know, women always have that 5 minutes of madness. That period of 5 minutes of madness can cause a lot of problems.
You say women always have
Yeah,
5
5 minutes of madness can change a lot of things.
Is that factual?
Most men who have not controlled their emotions end up doing crazy things. At that 5 minutes, they might end up impregnating somebody. They go out, get drunk, and even get into an accident or do something crazy that will affect his life for a long time. Now, the West brought about monogamy.
Okay.
So we had to, adopt that style. But guess what? Naturally, it's not the thing of the African man.
You know, this statement is always coming up.
No, it's true.
Every time
Let's
we
just
have
be realistic.
Naturally.
Now I think we have 3 times more women than men. Who will marry the rest of the women that won't get married?
Not everybody wants to get married.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Because I don't blame anybody that doesn't want to get married, because if you check well, most people need to marry themselves before you even think of marrying. Most people are even crazy. Sorry if I'm using the wrong word here. A lot of ladies need to work on themselves. There's no family upbringing. A lot of parents are missing to train those children. It has to be like an hereditary thing, passing from one parent to the other. But right now, most children who are coming up now do not have parents or mentors to train them to even get to the next level, to pass on that generation of marriage, having kids, train the next person, marry, having kids. But now we have a generation of faulty youths.
Yeah.
So that's why it's not normal for somebody to say, I don't want to have kids. I don't want to get married. I don't want to have kids. Because even God mandated it. You understand?
Well, you're not saying it's not normal. I don't know, but it's personal. It's their decision.
personal
So
thing, yes.
you cannot say that they are not normal, or it
Yes.
is not normal to say I do not want to have kids. Some
Yeah.
of them have seen the emotional
Damage.
that
Involvement,
are involved in
I think-
having children, marriage, and they just decide that they just
They
want
don't
to.
want that.
Because
on
of
their
a
own.
traumatic experience. If you lived in an environment where you had love, care, a wonderful family, there is no way you will have that kind of thinking, because the trauma can affect you.
But you know that not everybody is emotionally available to show love to people.
Yeah.
They might just
Not
say,
sure, like a child.
Can
Yeah.
I,
They
can
might
I
just be
pick up
like
something? See, just look at it this way. Some of the times when people are actually practicing this polygamy thing, like my granddad, he had 2 wives, multiple children. Do you really have time to like train these kids? It's just because 2 babas come out to actually maybe say his own mind, and then he's open about it. A lot of artists are doing it. You have like 3 women, 3 children. As a father, are you really going to be present
In
at
their
every time in their
lives?
lives?
It's not
So
that
at the
easy.
end of the day, these women either go ahead to marry other men, or they end up being single mother,
they
which
forget
is
that there
a
are
thing.
consequences
And
for
then
their
how do you expect
actions.
these children to grow
Yeah.
without a father
affects
figure
it. Polygamy is
and all
not
of
really
that?
easy,
So
actually.
it's
It's
for
not
me, I
easy.
don't even think. First of all, you see poor people trying to practice polygamy. What are you crazy?
Thank you. You
Why
said
is
something
a
about
poor man even
poverty,
trying it?
poverty.
Well, it might
Then-
sound classist if we are saying that poor people should.
Okay,
know.
no, even down to the rich. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, for example, now, like you see poor people trying to like have many kids. You can't even train them. You're only punishing these
What
people.
tribe do you think, to avoid story that I don't want
No,
to
I'm
issue-
just going to say in general. I'm not going to say in general. I think it's just in general.
No.
Yeah, outside the country. Like if
Okay.
you know you can't train children yet,
Yes.
don't try having multiple.
I think Africans do that more because
Like-
Americans will have like
One
two,
child.
And then you
Okay,
because you
with
can train them. That's fair.
And they are intentional about training the kids.
Yes,
They're
now, so-
intentional.
at the end of the
have,
day-
like 6 girls and one person saying that I
Yes,
still want a boy,
polygamy.
and
Like you
they're
still want a boy, then you
giving
keep
them,
giving, and you know you can't take
forgetting
care
that
of
they
them.
have to take care of
So it's the
other
same thing with
Yes.
polygamy. You have like maybe multiple children outside. You are not going to be there as a father figure. So why are you doing it? So I don't really see any advantage to this thing. It's just that this two baba has come out now making his own public. A lot of people actually do it. So
like in the modern society.
like
This
in
is
the
like
modern society, a
10-25.
lot of top artists, which I'm not permitted to mention names, but like
Oh,
a
you can
lot of
mention
them
names,
that
and
people are
tell us.
looking up to.
But the only
We
difference
know
is that those other artists have not come out to say it.
that is just the only thing. That is why.
That's why people are really.
Yes, now
talking
we're always
about
looking for a
Baba. So,
scapegoat.
He has come out to say he is saying that
That's for him.
It's normal law for men to do this. So, but
It's for him.
That's why people are faulting him.
Wait,
Some people. Okay.
Gift. So you're saying that these artists, they've not come outside to say it, but they are practicing it. So maybe there's like an hush culture. Like I can be doing something
1000%.
and not want
There's
to
a
say
possibility
it.
that they know that this thing is not right, but then they are just doing
Doing it.
But this one now has come out to say that it
Okay,
is right.
right,
So
like,
that's
That's just
that's
it,
where
yeah.
his own
Excuse-
is
can I
He's
say
owning the
something?
thing with his chest. So
Yes.
Is it because he's a celebrity? That's why that statement, has some kind of backing, or
yes, I think so because
Yes.
there are a lot of
Celebrity
there are a
rights.
lot of people on the
Oh.
streets. I've met people who actually claim, why I go there with one woman for the rest of my life.
Yes.
People say it
Yeah, people
a
say
lot.
it a lot.
Yes.
A lot. I know a married man who has said it multiple times. I know married men who are still cheating, who have multiple girlfriends. People say it, but then it's because okay, this person is a public figure. So if he's saying it, then of course
They will accept it.
Yeah,
Doesn't
of
make
course.
He
sense.
has
No,
more
it's not
weight
about
when
he
he
has
said-
more weight when he says
When
it.
he makes
so-
a commentary on the culture, it's like,
Yeah,
oh
so-
yeah,
And
Super
That's
by
why.
saying
That
that.
means you have to be very careful who you make your role model.
Yeah, sure.
Who you listen to?
Do you guys
Listen to.
think that this thing has become more prominent in the recent years? Like let's say let's look at like 10 years ago was 2025
Yeah.
to 2015.
2015
Yeah.
to 2025.
2015 to 2025. Do you guys think that it was more prominent then or now?
It has dropped drastically,
Has
to be very
dropped.
honest. I think we are practicing more monogamy now than
Do you think
polygamy.
so?
100%.
Because people are more careful now.
People are more like, personally, I think even some people, in as much as I've met people who are like, okay with it, at the same time, I think it has like a lot of mental stress. And I'm going to say
Yes.
something. I don't want to have my child outside with another man. So there's no way I'm actually going to start having multiple girlfriends or multiple. It's draining mentally, especially if you don't have the kind of money you are looking for.
Yes, to
Wait,
make things
I
happen.
want to come to that statement. That monetary statement. I want to come to it because I'm always hearing it. If I have money like that, I will pack babes. What's the significance? Money and
Me, I was
babes.
even going to say that it has dropped drastically because of the state of the economy now.
Oh, economy is
Yes.
very.
Yes, ladies are even
Yeah,
begging
wait.
for
Much
relationship.
money, like the way it
More
was
ladies are
before.
fronting for relationship
Yes,
now.
now
They need help.
there's a thing on Twitter that was trending that a lot of guys are no longer interested in
They are
relationships.
not dating anybody
People are
because they
no
know
longer
there's an
dating as
escape
much.
route
Guys
to.
looking for money
Yes,
now.
now.
So they are now like more focused on getting the bag. They say chase the bag
It's
before
for the bag,
you
baby.
go.
Than any
So
relationship
that's why I
right
feel like
now.
it has dropped. It's not even because of their morals or anything.
Yeah, it's
So
not
the
about moral.
inflation is affecting relationships.
Yeah.
Yes, so
Yeah,
it was
see,
adjusted
this
it.
one.
I think it's in
Love
it's,
is somehow just by the grace of God you can just see love based on. I love him, yeah.
I just like him for him.
You
Yeah.
like what?
Then there's a place
Man,
you have
there's
to
a
get
price
to
tag
in
attached,
life
man.
where you actually be able to. I have one funny quote on my phone that says something like, don't brag about your morals, especially when you don't have money.
Yeah.
Because some things I'm actually be like, oh, I like one man, one woman, and then when there's a lot of money, I just realize, oh, 3 women won't be bad, and then you start trying so.
That's why
That's
the
another-
Two-Face's word would hold so much weight because
Yes.
he has.
Yeah,
Because
like,
he's
he
there, he has the power.
But
to-
guess what? Can I
to,
say
like, do
something?
it.
He started having these women when he wasn't really rich. He was just coming up, but women were coming around him. But because of his, do I say indiscipline? He
He's
started
a
having
fresh guy now, he's
affairs
going
with
to
all
have-
of them. So before you know it, he started having children.
Then I think
He wasn't
what
married
was
to all
more
of them.
important was then these women could see that he had already started to get a little bit of fame.
Yeah.
So they were
Yeah,
already
so everybody was
getting attached.
Yeah.
Do you know one hell of a crazy thing now? Is that he's with Natasha at the moment. If that guy should end his relationship with Natasha now, if he wants to marry maybe 5 women in a day,
They will
there are
flock him.
women
Yes.
who are ready, who have condemned him online, who are ready to actually go ahead to see marry him.
Can I-
Yeah,
can-
Femi, are you
these are
saying
some
that
of the
women are the problem?
No, I'm not saying women are the problem.
I
I'll
feel
never
like,
say
okay,
women are
let
the
me
problem.
help
But
you.
it's just
Women have adjusted
Are we enabling
themselves.
the?
Yes, I would
yeah,
say
in terms
we
of
are
money sometimes, yeah.
because in that video, the lady on the podcast, she said, I do not have a problem with him being like basically being saying she doesn't have a problem with him being sexually promiscuous. She doesn't have a
Yeah,
problem.
she doesn't.
I cannot quote word for word what she said, but that was what she implied. Which means that if her man has multiple partners, she doesn't have a problem with it as long as what she's there for, she's
getting it. Yeah,
So,
that's
I
the
like
major
that
thing
point
now.
that you've made, and I wanted to comment on this when we're talking about inflation and relationships. African women, they think of like the financial aspects. As long as it's taking care of me,
Yeah.
as
They
long
don't
as
care
the
anymore.
home is
Yeah.
fine,
Yeah.
as long as it's paying the bills,
You can do what you
everything
want.
is fine. If you go to like a typical, let's say, an average 50-year-old, 60-year-old woman, and you say, "Oh, mommy, my husband is cheating on me," the first thing they're going to ask you,
there.
is he taking care of you?
yes.
That's
You need to
And
take
this
care of
thing
you.
has been like that, like far
years.
back.
So what do you
Yeah,
expect
from
the old
time of
woman to
our
tell the
mothers.
lady? Leave the marriage?
Yeah, they'll be like, "Oh, your husband is cheating on you. Okay, we need to talk to him. This cannot continue." Like they should take it seriously.
Yes.
But they
It's not like you
don't
can
take
talk.
They don't take cheating as a
Seriously, they just feel like
I
it's
read a
Like,
story
it's
one
part
time
of a man.
online, and the lady was like, her
And they were
husband
smart and
has
funny enough.
multiple partners, and then what they told her was like, just leave him. She be the one that is at home. Just calm down, settle down, and that was how she chilled. Only to find out later on, she left him to just do what he was doing. Only to find out later on that this man now has brought HIV not just to
Jesus.
her, but to her children
Oh
as
my
well.
God.
Just because
Oh
she
my
decided to
God.
say, okay, Shebi, I'm the wife at home now. He's free to do whatever he wants to do outside and then come back home to me. They are forgetting that there are consequences for
to
each
be
of these
seen.
actions. Yes, so
You know, someone does not have discipline. You cannot tell what is going to allow to come. It's not even about the sexual like promiscuousness. It's about like the other things it's allowing.
Yeah.
Because if you're sleeping with somebody, you are giving them space
Yes.
into your life. Like that's what I believe.
I believe
Yeah.
so too.
I believe like you're giving them
in
space
every
into your life.
area, just
So-
emotionally, physically,
Physically.
spiritually, everything.
Yeah, I don't
The
know about
problem is that
spirituality.
people spiritually I could support 100%, but people don't care anymore, and
Yeah.
it's so sad because most of the times now when people want to get into a relationship, even as a guy and as a girl, you're already looking at my benefits. What am I going to get?
Yeah.
So we are most times now putting away the morals. So people will be like you said now, the elderly ones will be like, don't worry, just manage, cope.
Pray.
It's a man's nature. Okay, it's a man's nature for me to cheat. If my wife cheats on me, is it in her nature to cheat?
No.
The story changes all of a sudden. Why you go the woman with the cheat? She's a prostitute. She's that. So that's the one thing I want every man to actually do.
Yeah.
You're cheating on your wife. Let's say it's the other way around.
How
How
would you
how,
feel?
how would you feel?
And
How
the
are you
point
going
is
to,
that
are you going to
they can't
take
take
it
it
like
all. They cannot
You know,
it's
take
my
it.
this junction
nature.
at which we've come to is I want to comment on it, but I want to go on a short break. When we get back, we'll discuss the other side of the issue where if a woman should cheat, like we're saying, oh, men are scientifically wired to cheat. What about women? Are they scientifically wired to cheat?
No.
Is our own biology different? Let's discuss it. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is still the Red Room Dialogue, and before we went on break, we were discussing the old Two-Face saga. Men are scientifically wired to cheat. And I was saying, if men are scientifically wired to cheat, what are women scientifically wired to do? Because if you say you like money, you're a gold digger. If you say, okay, me too, I want to cheat, I want to be sexually promiscuous, you're a slut, you're a prostitute. And it just seems like there's double standards because cheating is absolutely like it's the worst thing you can do as a woman to cheat. Do you
Yeah.
guys understand?
Yeah.
So what do you think of the entire situation? Do you think that it's just two people being indisciplined, or do you think that women are worst for wear? Like if a woman should cheat, it's something to talk about. But if a woman should cheat, we need to stone her, we need to chase her out, we need to like maximum punishment for her.
I think in this present era, it's unfortunate that we are actually losing values. We're losing values because these values have to be passed on from generation on to generation. So any woman you see that misbehave, it starts from where she's coming from. Who trained her? Who nurtured her? So just like a lot of women who are not properly trained, in quotes, they can't keep a home, they can't even talk to a man, they can't even keep the house clean. These are the basic things that women should do or should learn how to do before you can keep a home. How to communicate with a man. Communication is key. Most ladies are violent in nature. They don't even know how to communicate. And that is the reason why they lose their husbands. There are a lot of working class ladies who are very good, even they come from rich homes, but when they come in contact with a man, they get married, they start exhibiting those characters that make men say, oh my God, how did I get here? Yeah, it happens to many people. So if a woman doesn't understand the power of communication, they cannot keep a man. The reason why most men look out, you can concur to that. What will make a man look out for love somewhere is the inability for the woman to communicate well. It's even in the Bible. I'm sure it's in the Quran. Okay. I think if you can keep a man communicates well, I think the man wouldn't stray. It is the mouth that destroys most men.
Yes, are you saying that a man cheating is a woman's fault?
Yes.
But you could just divorce or break up if you are unhappy.
No.
Why is
the thing is, they think about the whole wedding, the things they've gotten into, the family, what would they say? They need something tangible to make them break up. People don't just break up. People need something. When a woman starts misbehaving, talking back at the woman, shouting, it's not enough to break up. But it's actually bruised.
If you're not happy.
No. You can't break up when I just insult you now or say bad words or talk anyhow. It grows, it brews like beer. It takes time. So over time, what makes a man get upset is when the woman starts misbehaving in terms of her character, in terms of her reactions. See, there's no how you can twist it. A woman that is always calm, my husband, I'm sorry, this thing happened. Yes. This thing you're doing is not fair. Keep praying about. I'm more of a religious. I'm not. Let's say I'm a spiritual person. I'm not saying I'm religious. I'm more of a spiritual person. I know what works for me. So, right from your courting stage, you should know who you are dealing with. The reason why most ladies don't know who they're dealing with is because they never started well. They started with fun. They started with money. They started with enjoyment. They didn't talk. Sometimes relationship, we need to sit down to talk first. Know your partner. Who this person I'm dealing with, what can they do? I need to know your anger level. What level it will get to before you get upset. What are the things? You have to get to know yourselves first. The reason why most marriages crash is because they don't know themselves from the beginning. That's all I have to say, because even for a woman to be loose, it boils down from her training.
But for a man to be loose, what does it boil down to?
See, same thing boils down to training.
You have said a lot of things.
Yes.
But I do not agree with the fact that you are saying that men are cheating or are going out there because their wives are not well behaved, like you said, which I do not even agree with. You said the reason why some of these women misbehave is because they don't have proper home training.
Okay.
What will you now say about women who are loyal to their husbands? They do everything right, but their husbands still go outside to look for other women. You hear men say things like, when you chop ogbono soup, they chop ogbono soup, they chop ogbono soup. You know, go tired.
Now guess what?
You go like try egusi.
Let me say something.
So what will you now say about men that say things like that?
Let me tell you something. Right from the courting stages, most ladies see those signs when they don't want to leave because of they're comfortable. They see those signs from the beginning. They ought to trash it out from that beginning.
It's not entirely true.
Really?
Yes.
You think so?
Things can change.
Things can change, yes. But guess what? That's why back-to-back follow-up is important. Keep communicating. Communication is actually key. I think some years back, I was just playing with myself. I was just talking. I said, if every woman was worth 10 million naira, then, as of many years, when 10 million is not what wasn't what had so much work.
Money?
Yes. Many years ago, I was telling myself, I said, if every woman had 10 million naira in their bank account, would they marry or would they date the people they're dating now?
Say no.
That's a very sensitive statement.
Yeah.
Most ladies date because of comfort.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need somebody to take care of it, and that's why they overlook those traits of promiscuity.
Yeah.
You know, I agree with you to some extent, but I've also seen well-to-do women also date like very ridiculous men.
Yeah,
Questionable
what happens?
men.
Yes,
Because
yes,
of
I
the
think it's rare.
statues,
Because of
because they have to be with somebody.
Yeah.
They
At the
feel
end
like
of
they
the
have
day,
to.
yeah,
They feel
yeah,
like
there's
let
some-
me
But
get
do
there's
they
a
get
pressure.
happy when they cheat? How do they feel when those men cheat? It still boils down to the same thing. They don't clap. Okay, I'm just stay with this guy. Even if he cheats, I think I need to keep
Some
him.
of them do. They will build the man. They will make the man like what they want him to be, like
At the end of the day,
sponsoring.
you're still going to cheat. It's just
Later again, say,
value.
oh,
Doesn't
she's
love
too
you, doesn't
controlling.
value,
she's,
yeah.
she's too controlling. She's
She's
not
this, she's
fine.
that, yeah.
She's fat.
Mm.
They will look for excuses, and then the woman
Yeah.
will still say, because oh yeah, I made him what he is. I can't just leave, and we have kids. Yada 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 yada.
At the end of the day, it's still morals, because even as a guy, at the end of the day, even if you love the woman, maybe the friends you keep will start saying, oh, she's richer than you, that's why she's it's just you. At the end of the day, everything will still
Boils
come down
down to
to
you as a
Okay.
you.
You know, I've actually seen a situation where a guy had like a couple of friends, and I think it was a family friend to me or something. So the guy was this, oh, once it's 9, I have to go, my wife is waiting for me. And then all his friends will start
laugh.
trolling him, like,
Yeah.
oh, you have to run home so that your wife doesn't beat you. And it wasn't that she was richer than him, they were just like, married.
Married.
Like, you have to be, what are you doing outside by 10?
I
Like,
also have someone
Yeah.
like that.
and they'll be trolling him, it is wife that is controlling him.
I don't
Once
care,
it's 10,
man.
oh yeah,
Time.
wait, just
So
wait.
far I
Once
have
it's
a
10
happy-
now, he will start packing his bag.
So
You have
far
to go.
I have a
You have to
happy
go.
home. That's the
She
most
will
important
call
thing.
him now. Just
A reasonable man will not care about that.
You
If
shouldn't.
you're
Said you
pressure.
will just cut those people off. But people that are affected by peer pressure, they'll be like,
You keep
Yeah,
on,
I feel like
yeah,
men are
definitely.
more
They may not
affected
laugh
than they like
me.
to like. They like
No,
to,
no, of course, definitely. We are more affected when it comes to peer pressure. Then we just pretend most of the time. We are always more
Because
affected.
that guy,
yeah.
over time, he changed. I
Yes.
watched him change. Somebody that by
Oh,
9, they already
sad.
going home, started sleeping out, and I'm
Oh.
just like,
Bad friends, keep away from bad friends.
I just feel like our society at large and our culture, the way things are going now, the things I see online, we need to like really like come together and just sit down and talk about this thing, because
Yeah.
it seems like we're getting worse.
yeah, that's what
Yeah,
it looks like.
100%.
I'm really sorry for the next generation.
Like,
Man.
like
Baby mama is a
Their
big thing now.
mentality-
Like
Yeah,
people
their
claim it
mentality
like
has been
I'm a baby mama. Like you
destroyed.
post it online as a baby mama.
like so.
Excuse me, just like it's synonymous to I want to be a nest of kin. That's what's in vogue. Then I want to be a baby mama instead of being a wife. It's
Like
crazy.
yes,
It's
you see
crazy,
people saying,
man.
"No, I don't want to marry. I'm not going to be happy." Because
Yeah.
marriage as an
I
institution,
want to be
is
enjoying,
not-
make my hair,
Yeah.
make
because
my
they
daddy.
see marriage as like this punishment. Like they
Yes.
see married people, they're always
Exactly.
crying.
I would
They're
like
always
to
telling
A
us.
lot of women don't want to get married anymore.
Yes,
Anymore,
because married
yeah.
women are always telling us
It's not
how
even an
unhappy
issue
they
anymore.
are.
It's not even a discussion anymore. I don't want to get married. I don't want to get married.
I want to enjoy.
There's contracts now, so
I
you
just
can
have
marry
one
for
child.
5 years.
I just have one child. somewhere
What kind
and
of
I'm going to
contract
I
is
still
that?
take care of
People are-
myself.
I'm sure people are doing that.
carry on
We just
my
want to
name.
get married
They
for
don't
10
even
years
give
and
names to
move
these men
on.
anymore.
It's crazy.
The,
That
the
means
children bear the names of these women.
indirectly there's no
Yeah.
future. God help us.
I just feel like the entire institution of marriage is in question, because now it's just shaky. You see people getting married. I went to one wedding in like, I think was it last year, and within a year they had broken up, and it was a big like proper wedding.
What were you guys
Like if
doing?
they didn't spend money on that wedding, they spent at least like 50M.
Oh my
Like,
God.
they managed.
The divorce rate now is so high.
It's
They-
crazy.
They
It's
got
so
in
high.
without even. They didn't have a plan.
Like the
And I
entire
don't even
institution just seems shaky at best. Like people don't really have these values
Anymore.
The till death do us apart. It seems like a whatever.
Outdated.
People have changed their vows now. Oh.
It's not till
People
death.
have changed
No, they've changed their vows. Well, what is till death do us part? They don't do that anymore.
What did they say?
They say things. They construct their own vows now.
See,
and
I
give it
feel
to
like
their-
divorcing-
give it to
Ah.
their- Yes.
Okay, that means there should be a
Which one is still death
there has to
do
be a
us part?
prenuptial
This-
agreement
this
then.
no more.
But this thing is not only
for
about
better for
cheating.
us, no more. They don't do
better
that.
for
They
us.
don't do that anymore.
For better, for until I see a
See,
big guy.
but guess
Yeah,
what? Guess
nonsense
what? All those
marriages.
ones are just fake. Don't worry.
All those ones, they never had
They
love.
never had
because
love.
I know one thing for sure. Even our most maybe biggest religious leaders in Nigeria, the Oyedepos, the Adeboyes, there's no marriage on planet Earth. If Jesus Christ was married, I'm 1000% sure his marriage is not going to be 100% smooth.
Yes.
So
Because
all
we are all
people,
human
yeah,
beings.
people
It's
don't
there.
want to. People don't want to like
Go into
maybe
that war.
manage the whole situation of okay, this person snores, this person is this. You just and that's why at the end of the day, just look for who is good for you. You guys should look for how you are
Friends
good for each
compatible.
other. Exactly.
But this is
Not just
not-
she's
nobody's
pretty, she's
patient.
sexy, then you are
People
jumping
these are
on.
not patient enough
This is where the home
to
look
manage.
for
This is where
who
home
is
training
good
is
for
good for
them.
This is
them.
where home
Yeah.
training
They
comes
don't
from.
look into those things anymore. She's pretty. She has
crazy.
a big butt. She's this.
That's all.
What? 2 months.
Booty.
In 2 months, they are married.
2 months.
Voila,
Proposal
big
straight.
Well, booty, baby.
Big booty is going to call. Okay, I think on that note, we're going to sign out from the Red Room Dialogue today. Gift, thank you so much for coming. As always, you were amazing.
Thank you.
Femi, thank you so much for coming.
Great pleasure. Thank you very much for
Nice
having me.
having you. And Piers, typical African man.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Thank you so much for coming, and it was an ultimate pleasure hosting the show today.
Yeah.
See you next week, same
All right.
time. You can follow the conversation across all social media platforms at iRavel Studios. My name remains Omobolawa Olawore, and I'll see you.
You are in for a beautiful ride in the red room. All your doubts and fear we cater to. We dot all the I's, cross all the T's. That's what we're here to do. Yeah, we'll take you on a journey. Everybody, let's go. Gonna see your mind. Hey, hey, you better speak your mind.